Been a year.
Yeah, we're back.
It's been a year.
I know. It has been a year. A lot has happened.
Yeah, I looked at the old videos because Brady said something about them being high. Some of them have more views.
Dude, they're like my wife actually messaged me. She'd been like telling me, she's like, you guys need to start making videos again. She went through the YouTube. Oh my man, got a bush ready to go. She started looking through the videos and she was looking at all the recent ones. She's like, you guys are averaging like at least 1.5k views a video, like at least. But there's some that have like 4 or 5k views.
There's two I thought had 6 or one that had 6, and I was like,
damn.
holy damn! I was like, damn,
that's solid views.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing the shorts on my channel, and I'm happy with like a 1.5 on the short.
And that's
like
a short
10-second video.
Yeah, we're talking, a few thousand views on a video. That's, some of our videos are hour, 2 hours. Some of them are long as hell.
Yeah.
So, it's like we have enough of something going on where it's like there is no reason to not. But obviously a lot has happened in the last year. So as you know, or as you probably can tell, we are missing somebody. And unfortunately, but
we actually did a video.
We did,
but it didn't record.
Yeah, we did a final farewell video to Jesse. Jesse, God rest his soul. I'm just kidding. He's alive. He's good.
The second shift got to him.
Yeah.
He's
as you probably remember, he's a truck driver. So it was one of those things where it was like having to wake up, losing a few hours of sleep every week. Once a night a week was really catching up to him. He was just like, hey, guys, I need to take a break. And I totally get it. And I'm sure Jesse will come back for, an episode here and there maybe.
Yeah, we probably should ask him, I guess, if he wanted to come back on. I mean,
I'm sure
I don't know anyone else would. The time is the problem.
Yeah,
I don't really know anyone to ask.
The availability, but I think for him, I'm sure, not to speak for him, but I'm sure he would probably, come on for an episode or something, just here and there whenever he's availability. Same way with other people, like that's something I think we got into early on.
We got hot and heavy on it.
Sure.
Like we were doing every week there for
which
a few months, and then it kind of dogged off.
Yeah, I think for us, we will probably need to not try to burn ourselves out, like space it out where it's like, maybe every other week or something, but get it to where we're able to have some leeway where we're not getting burnt out, because it's hard, because in the racing world, especially in this time of year, there's a lot going on. Every weekend's a race or multiple races, and sometimes you kind of have to talk about it. But
the last 2 weekends we've been at a race with the car. There's one this weekend, tomorrow. If I want, I don't know. We just put the Dominator on the car, and we haven't tested, so with the Dominator, and now we got 16 injectors.
Well, that's going to be your main point. Other than like weird nuance, like wiring issues that could present itself, it's probably just the injector change.
We made 12 or 14 passes on the Terminator, and haven't had any issues.
It looks like it's running good.
We worked out. It's there. I mean,
you yanked the wheels off the ground, I saw.
Yeah, and I damn near crashed it. I don't know if you didn't see that.
No, I didn't see that.
So I've been trying to be safe. Me and him haven't talked too much, but I did buy a 20-layer suit.
That's good.
So
God,
it's hot, but with the methanol and I am going faster, and I'm not fast. There's guys that have been way faster, but it's just the fact of I don't want to burn to death.
That would not be a good way to go.
Burn to death and drowning, which is probably everyone's fear. But so I bought 20 layer.
Buried alive. For
I got the 20 layer sock.
Yeah.
I do have the head sock.
I got a head sock too.
Helmet, neck brace, and all that stuff. Just trying to be safe, gloves and all that. Yeah. Well, I had my visor down. We're at night in Mexico, and
did it fog up?
I launched and got about halfway out, and it fogged up. And I just veered slightly to the right. It was going straight. I just had the steering wheel to the right, and I hit gravel, and it kicked me, and I immediately pulled the chute and straightened back up, and I was fine. But I went a 630 letting out halfway.
That's pretty good. That's
at like 89 miles an hour. So it was on a pass, racing a guy that has a lot of passes on his car. So we're getting there.
It looks like it's running pretty good. I wonder, here's a tip that most people probably don't know, is my wife used to work at she used to make eyeglasses for people and set them up for people, and they have anti-fog or anti-fog wipes and stuff. And that probably would be something like that. Would probably be good to just. There's different probably other. Things
it was just humid as shit, you know. I mean, it was a hell of a night.
Well, I've had it happen to me. Well, you probably started mouth breathing really heavy once your adrenaline kicked.
Yeah, with the sock on and stuff.
Yeah.
And it just, it was like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
We had to rerun. So we made a lick at one road. Cops end up showing up. Go to the next spot. Cops show up. First row, me and the guy ran third pair. Had to rerun because a car was coming down the left lane. And I had to slam on my brakes at the very end. Like, you're talking 10 foot, 15 foot, I'm on the brakes. And he had to scoot over. And, it wasn't very safe. Should have probably thought about it. Damn. There's people on the big end. I wasn't very happy when we showed up. When the first pair was lining up. I was like, why are these people here? And so we get the second spot. Cops. 3 in the morning. The last spot got done. We went to Buc-ee's. I haven't been to Buc-ee's in a long time.
I've never even been to Buc-ee's yet.
Beef jerky.
Bussies.
Right. We drove. We left at like 4 in the morning. Got home at like 7. It was pretty wild.
Cooked, bro.
I'd like to go race tomorrow, but it's about the same distance. And like I said,
how far?
It's 2.5. I'll tell you where it is later.
Yeah.
I don't like.
I can guess probably where it'd be if it's 2.5, but maybe.
There's some stuff we need to do, some testing and stuff. I'll probably eventually buy a traction control box and stuff for the crappy roads. That helps.
Well, what's your thoughts on the traction control stuff? Are you going to use the Dominator traction control and use like drive shaft speed and stuff?
I ordered the drive shaft the gear and stuff from Motion, so that's supposed to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then I got a wheel speed sensor. And the shitty thing is I bought my front brakes before 23, so Strange didn't make the brake. They didn't make the brake hub, the aluminum brake hub. The new ones have indentions where a gear press is on.
Have to put some Hot Boys on this thing.
But you can use your lug nuts or your lugs, your wheel studs. So I got to drill and tap the caliper bracket and put a wheel speed sensor.
See, I'm pretty sure I would be able. Well, I looked into this once. I think my car is really weird because it's German. They actually use factory wheel speed sensors for. So you either, I don't think you, because they're 2-wire, I believe, you cannot use them, but you could tap in and put a GM one.
I think the one that I'm getting is a Haltech sensor from Low Dollar. I think that's what they call them, or Hall Effect sensor.
Hall Effect sensor.
Hall Effect sensor. And they are 3-wire, but one's just like a chassis ground. It's not even I don't think it's a ECU ground.
Yeah.
So you might be able to.
Probably a sensor ground.
You have to have the signal and it's probably a sensor ground, I would think.
But yeah, no, that's great data.
We need it, and I'm probably gonna. I talked to the Edgar's. He's gonna. I'm hoping we can slap a second gear leave in it. I was gonna do it myself, but I don't. He's messed with my He's rebuilt my transmission. I don't want to mess with it.
Right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I put a bell housing on it finally.
Oh, that's
Ultra
good.
Bell.
I think we both. Since our last podcast, I would say both of us have spent a considerable amount of money and time on safety.
Well, that too. I added more bars and all the bars in the front, and then I broke the starter off, the block part where the starter bolts. That broke off when I wheelied.
So what'd you do about that?
Welded it back on.
Making it on?
No, tagged it on. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot it was aluminum block.
Well, you can make it, but so I welded that back on. Had to what are those taps called? The thread, nutserts. I had to, not nutserts, but like a
I know, helicoil.
Yeah, helicoil. Had a helicoil 4 out of the 5 bell housing bolts because they ripped out when I wheelied.
Damn.
So we new front plate, new mid plate, new flex plate.
Which wheelie?
The one at H-Town.
Okay, that's what
the
I
big
thought.
one.
God, no.
So the oil pan hung down a little further, so it smacked the oil pan, bent the oil pan.
What was the tune-up in that thing when you...
Everything. 30 pounds. Within like 2 seconds.
You just didn't think it was gonna hook?
I was racing a guy that's been 490s on the street.
Yeah.
But my shocks were 3 loose.
Oh, okay.
So they were all the way loose.
Gotcha.
So
that would probably be the reason why.
I misjudged the road. I mean, I know it was good. I've been there multiple times. I know the road's good, but you should have saw
the shocks,
the grass and stuff. Yeah, I think it was gonna go up anyway, but if they were all the way tight, it would have maybe done it further out.
Yeah.
But
it looked pretty badass. We'll have to insert a couple photos here.
Yeah, it was cool. We fixed it. We raised the motor up a 1/2 inch to get the oil pan above the K-member.
With the motor plate and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, and I had that corner cut out above the header for the alternator I had up there. Yeah. So I got it down low now. So that's stronger and not bent. So
looks good.
This whole firewall's been changed.
The firewall's changed. The turbo kit's different. Obviously, you see the purple, which is, I think it looks pretty fucking cool.
So that's kind of the idea. Nothing crazy.
What extra bars did you add in?
We X'd the door bars.
Oh, I
X'd
see that.
the door bars. I rocker bars.
Okay.
Dash bar, and then these front bars. So a little more safety. It's still certed. It still certs for an 850. It's not. Yeah. We're not to the 7.0 or
funny cars.
750 cert. Which that'll be the next move is a 750 cert, but I don't think this. If I'm gonna go do a double frame rail car, I'll just buy one. I'll buy a roller.
Yeah.
Because people sell them cheap and shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get a double frame rail car for $20,000.
Yeah, I think you can probably get away with it for a while, especially for what you're doing.
It is crazy what people are trying to sell cars for. Race cars.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I've seen some. There's a Trans Am on there. I'm not going to say which one, but it is a Trans Am on the internet, and the guy was asking like 70. I don't think he got that. I think he got maybe like 40 or something. But 70,000. It was just a 850 car, 850 cage. It had this firewall and all this stuff. Mind you, it was Trans Am.
An F body.
Yeah, but it had like a K1 crank, K1 rods, so it could maybe only make like 1,400.
Yeah.
It's been fast on the street.
Yeah.
But it was like $70,000. Was like, what? I mean, if I'm spending $70,000, it better have, a double frame rail.
It better be pretty set up.
Yeah.
With
for sure
something
lighter. Those cars aren't. I mean, I know what my car weighs. I mean, I could gut probably another 100, 150 out of it, but I mean, you ain't getting them 2,500 without like double frame rail, floor panel. I mean,
I'm really curious on what my car is gonna end up weighing.
Yours is fucking light, I guarantee it.
I think I took a lot of weight out.
I got scales.
Well, we're gonna have to check because I don't think it's as light, but I think it's lighter than it was.
Mine's under 3,000.
I don't think mine's gonna be under 3,000.
You don't think so?
It was 3,250 before.
Oh, okay. It just rolls better.
It doesn't have a really 9-inch in it.
IRS's
really
rolls so
but
good.
I did take a lot of weight out of it. You can tell the way it sits because it sits up a lot higher. I mean, I added that's another for me on my side in updates.
We did add weight, yeah.
Yeah, I put a 850 cert Molly cage in it. That was. Man, I think I was doing it probably when we last shot the podcast. Probably. Because it's taken me damn near 2 years to finish it.
Well, you had a kid. I mean,
I had a baby girl. I had a lot going on. That's the part where I was just working on it when I could.
Well, I was working 7/10s from January to June 1st.
Yeah,
so I had no time within half of the year. Anyway.
It's nuts, but it was pre-bent. No notch, and there was a lot of room for error. I would say me never done.
It's not easy. Cages aren't easy. I've done a few for people, but I don't do them for people really anymore because I don't like doing it.
It is very hard, and it's very tedious, and I'm proud of myself. I think getting how I got everything lined up. I think it looks pretty solid. Brett helped me.
He pretty much fitted everything up.
Yeah,
notched it. Cut it, did all the pretty much hard work, and I just welded it.
Yeah, and it helped me a lot because especially with my knees and shit, dude. I was cooked.
You're tall, too.
In the car. But now, so that was a while ago. We got that wrapped up. So now it's getting the car back together, and I've been trying to spend like an hour a day, just like
That's what they say. That's what they say.
Yeah, I got a lot done. I got the dash back in. I got everything back in. I got a tons of more wiring done. I got my seat in there right now. I'm working on my seat, so I might need your help because just welding up.
You put a Kirkley in it?
No, I got a containment seat for for the driver's side, and I'm gonna make a nice seat bracket. So I'm making it out of like some nice thick aluminum and getting it all like using the factory mounts and stuff. I tried to TIG weld some aluminum the other night.
What tungsten do you use? Did the tungsten like blow apart?
No, it was like I haven't welded in a long time. The tungsten was fine. I think
it was pure.
What?
Is it green?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. It was. Okay. It's like chartreuse. No, not green. Chartreuse. Like
it has to be pure tungsten.
I don't know.
Yeah. Or it won't weld with the crap.
You can. Maybe that's my fault because it seemed like I couldn't get a good arc.
Yeah. It's gotta be pure.
Okay. Maybe that's probably my problem.
Because it's the pure tungsten. That it takes the heat.
Yeah.
Like if you do have like a 2%.
It just seemed like I couldn't get a good arc, and as soon as I was trying to, it seemed like the pool was starting. It was just blowing my filler off. You can
barely get like a tack without.
Because my filler rod was just like, and I was like, I think I'm just fucking something up.
I'll have to come over.
I mean, I can just bring it here one of the nights because I'm gonna set it, or I don't know. We'll talk about it because I'm just getting everything. Anyway, so that's that side, and then I got some nice impact belts for it, and then on the passenger side, I didn't want to put my factory seat in it for two reasons. One, it's heavy, and it'll look weird, but I ordered a nice seat for it over there. That way, like, my son and stuff can sit there. I ordered some matching belts for it over there. I couldn't
weld tabs probably on for the belts.
That's what tabs, or I think they're wrap around on the back, and then I don't know. We'll talk about that too. And then I couldn't help myself. I ordered some pretty kick-ass speakers because I took the door speak. Oh, I installed my slim. You haven't seen? Maybe I sent them to you. I don't remember. But these really nice slim door panels that I got. They're like made for my car. That way I can shut the doors with the roll cage and stuff. They look fucking clean. I get a great job installing those. Not to toot my own horn, but they look pretty fucking solid.
I finally did solid black aluminum ones.
Oh, they look so fucking good. And then, so I lost my door speakers, and I gotta have some fucking tunes, brother. I got an Apple CarPlay.
It's street car.
Yeah, I got an Apple CarPlay stereo in it now, and I bought some nice like JBL, really nice speakers for the back because they got to be loud. And I was messing with it today. It fucking sounds pretty good for.
You can always put a sound bar on the.
That, or I probably can just put speakers in the, like, cut holes and put speakers in the door panels. I'll show you.
Depends if they vibrate or not.
And yeah, that's the point. I think it's loud enough with those two speakers back there. Yeah. It fucking sounds pretty good.
I used to have a sound bar on this one.
Yeah, that would not be a bad idea. But anyway, so that, and then I talked to Jesse. Jesse's got a couple little smaller sheets of carbon. The only thing I did on my cage, and I'm like kicking myself for a little bit, is I've watched some videos. I watched some people who did it, and a lot of the people, they had the dash out of it, and then they were able to get the dash back in it. Oh. I could not get the dash back in it without making some cuts. And I got on one side, I'm not super happy with it. But that's the worst thing about it. Not bad.
Dude, the dashes are tricky. They have so much crap in them.
And it's hard to, I didn't know where to cut. And so anyway, it's fine. It's in there solid, but Jesse and me are going to make some little carbon, like little panels that'll just kind of sit on top. That'll just sit there. I think it'll look fine. And then I'm going to tint the windshield super dark black so you can't even see down in it.
I need to buy the Glass Tech dash.
Yeah.
Because I have the dash. I don't have the dash pad. I need the Glass Tech dash pad.
I think it looks good. It'll be fine. And then the back seat delete, I was going to buy a panel for it because they make all that stuff because a lot of people make race cars out of those things. And I was talking to Jesse, and I'm like, man, it'd be cheaper and cooler if I just make one out of carbon. Like make a cardboard template, order a carbon sheet, and we just cut one out of carbon and put a carbon one back there.
How much is a delete? Like if you just ordered it?
Like almost $300.
How much is a sheet of carbon?
depend. It's not that big of a piece, so you can get like about the same $200 or something. So it's like it's about the same. Or
like a 4x8 sheet of carbon's like.
Yeah, it depends.
Like real carbon's pretty expensive.
Yeah, I mean it just depends like how big. I need to do the measuring. I've seen some that are like $500. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know how big I need to get. I need to measure it. So, but that's about it. And other than that, I need to put carpet in it. But as soon as I finish these seat brackets, that's the only thing I need to do. I'll throw the carpet down, seat brackets in, I'm done.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing some lightweight carpet just to make it feel like a car.
Yeah.
I know it's obviously not a street car, but
I ordered some on eBay
I
for
can
like
drive it around
$40 or something like that. Just some super like thin black,
Yeah, I need to do some
ozite carpet or whatever they call it. I thought about doing a putting down a nice.
Make sure it's still videoing.
Yeah, check it real quick. Okay, good. I thought about doing a suede like Alcantara carpet.
And
because I think it'd look pretty sick, but I don't take care of shit good enough to do that.
Yeah,
if I was Jesse, I'd be all over it.
Yeah, my buddy was telling me you can buy this, like drifters do it a lot on their dashes. It's that spray-on stuff.
Oh yeah,
I forgot what it's called, but
it's like a black
flocking.
Flock.
Flocking sounds weird, but
like fucking Kodak black, no flocking.
But I was thinking of doing that. I don't know. I might have Cody paint it purple. I don't know. I'm trying not to do too much purple. Like the rest of the cage is really gonna be orange. I wouldn't
flock it.
I was just gonna leave it.
I think I'd leave it. I think flocking would turn real ricer real quick if you did that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would leave the flock out. The flock alone.
No flocking.
No
flocka.
Yeah.
Flocka.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
It looks great.
It's better than it's ever been. It's running better than it ever has, and I think it's because last year, we were on this turbo setup last year for a bunch of passes.
Yeah.
And we finally got it dialed in. Like I had 10 passes on before I wheelied, so it was running great, and then I wheelied and messed it all up.
So what all messed up when you wheelied?
So
we already talked about the starter and the bell housing bolts, but like what else besides that?
So the starter piece broke off the block, bent the flex plate, bent the mid plate, bent the front plate.
That's expensive.
Yeah, that's about it. I could have had it running probably within a couple weeks.
You didn't bend the struts or control arms or anything like that?
No,
wow.
I don't think so. I got it aligned. We think maybe something slightly tweaked, but dude, it runs fine. The shocks work.
Those wheels didn't bend. Because you got the big dog 18s on this thing still, right?
Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't happy with them because I'm not. But then I did the bead locks.
I think it looks kind of gangster now that they're purple.
It does. It looks, dude.
I think it's kind of cool.
Everyone's got LTL or the RTS welds. Like that was the thing, and they don't even make them anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was so freaking tired of the way it looked with the wheels.
Yeah.
So I sent the rears to MacFab.
Yeah.
And got the single bead locks, which, mind you, I can do my own slicks now.
Yep.
Makes it so much easier.
Really
I didn't do the double bead locks. I didn't want to pay any. It was already $1,200. It was cheaper to send them. Fart cam.
I should have got
it was cheaper to
came in.
freaking send them. There's one. Yeah, there's one more. Dude, I got more upstairs.
I should.
Can you believe it was cheaper to send them to South? I think it's South Carolina or North Carolina MacFab. Which one of those? It was cheaper to send them there.
Loud Barnett. Do them for you.
Then have Weld do them. And I got them. Anodized purple and etched for the engraved for F Body Boys. It says F Body Boys on the bead lock.
It doesn't surprise me. Unfortunately, it doesn't. Just
I think there's 700 a bead lock single.
Smoking dope. They don't want to deal with it.
No, they don't want to do it. So I sent them to him. He did those, and then I had my boy All Out Tint and Wrap and Merriam. He did all the powder coating. On that, so we just matched the front wheels.
What's the color on that powder coat?
I don't know. It's got a hint of orange in it, which I like because the cage is gonna be Chevy orange.
Yeah.
But I don't know what color it is. They did the valve covers and the stuff there.
It looks great.
But yeah, I was.
Where's that guy at?
Merriam, Kansas, right down the street, like 5 minutes from here.
Cool.
So it's pretty easy for me just to drive down there. But I was looking for some 17s because I can run a biplius.
Yeah, that's what I have on my car.
They don't make a 26 tall for an 18.
I have 26 tall bias ply.
That's what I wanted to run because of the weight. Because these front wheels are freaking heavy with those tires. But those tires are.
I wish I could have those on my. Or I can, but They're expensive. That's my, next
Yeah, but
deal.
you remember I had the issue with the tires.
Yeah. And that makes me a little
honestly,
nervous
so Tommy Street Racing Channel, he runs the same Mickey Sportsman. Like most people run these Mickey fronts.
Yeah.
He had a flat come out one day flat, hole in the sidewall, just like the one I had it twice.
I have
Mickey got bought out though. That's the quality control got brought down.
I have M&H Racemaster fronts, and they're great. You've seen how much I've driven them. Bias-ply, I drive them on the
broke
highway.
Your wheels.
Well, that was my backs.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's what I want to go to.
I have Mickey's on the Mickey Pro radials on the back, but the fronts those are Illumisar fronts, and then I have M&H Bias-Ply 26. And I've driven them on the highway about 1 million times.
Yeah.
They are.
That's what I want.
Damn near cooked. So
I can't run a 28 though; it doesn't fit. They only make a Bias-Ply 28s on the front.
Oh, for 18.
Yeah, for 18s.
Yeah.
I can put it if I went to a 17, I can run the 26.
Probably because they don't. You need a stiff sidewall, or else there's not enough.
Well, you can get the 28s for them, but they hit my
I'm
fenders.
at 26.
Oh, yeah.
But it wouldn't work. It would
you would have
bend your wheel for show.
Yeah, so I don't know. There was a set of 17s I tried to buy, guy didn't want, so we ended up just powder coating them and said screw it. No one really runs the 18s on the fronts other than like Corvettes or Hellcats or something.
Yeah.
So nope, looks good. Looks a lot better. It took me like 3 months to do the firewall.
Yeah,
that's the Midwest chassis front deal. I could have took more time. Cody wanted to bond to it, but I didn't want to wait. So
I think it looks great.
It looks better for sure.
Yeah, it does. Probably freed up a lot.
There's some small minor things I still want to do. We want to do a second gear leave, but the help on the shitty roads.
Yeah, that would help.
Sure. Which that ain't no big. That's not really that big a deal.
Yeah,
it's like $700.
Yeah,
so we're pretty much there. Don't really have too many big plans for it. Just trying to maybe do some sensors. I might add some shock sensors. I don't know. I've been looking at them.
That'd be good.
I just don't know what. I don't know what length you're supposed to buy. There's a bunch of different sizes. I'm probably not going to buy the motion ones. Probably just buy the low dollar ones.
Yeah.
I'm thinking just putting one on the front.
Yeah.
And maybe have it. I don't know.
I mean, you have it now, right? Like, I mean, you have the sensor input, so it's like.
Yeah, and I have the harnesses too. I bought all the harnesses for the J2B
shocks,
and
drive
J2A.
shaft speed, front wheel speed. A lot of people really like the. I'm having a fucking brain fart with the one that goes inside the turbo shaft
wheel speed,
the shaft speed sensor, or whatever it's called, right? Like that's a really good knowledge point. Like if you're running out of turbo,
we're probably. I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna find out real quick because I talked to Mo. We're hopefully gonna get on the dyno next weekend's 4th of July though. So I was hoping maybe tomorrow night. I don't know.
That's how you know. I mean,
it's hot as fuck though. That's the problem,
dude. It's stupid. Like, there's just no point. If you're competing in a competition, and you're running a series, but if you're just like testing,
if it's at night, I'm fine with it. Night's fine. Night's fine. During the day, I'm not.
But like, if you're like trying to go out in the middle of the day and try to just like, let's go racing, it's like, unless you're trying to get hot tune-ups because you're about to go into a competition,
air quality sucks.
It's kind of retarded.
Yeah, cause I think so. We're about 31 pounds is the most we've been on this VS. So it's a VS 88.
That's making some steam. Should be.
I don't think it's enough power. I think I'm like 40. I think we're gonna run out of probably about 40 pounds.
Well, you'll know it on the dyno when you stop making power. I mean, but that's the shaft speed sensor is
that's
the best way to check for sure.
But I don't know. I can get the Zach had I think his is like 102, 108 or some shit. So that might be what we upgrade. Big old bastard.
Did you see that fucking turbo that's on Turbo Bullet, that comp turbo? It's like a 140.
Holy shit.
Dude.
I remember seeing Larry's when he had his big one on.
This is the biggest thing I've, like, no homo, biggest thing I've ever seen in my life.
You got to have like a 500 cubic inch or more.
This thing is fucking ginormous. It looks photoshopped, but I keep seeing it.
Dude, Andy's got some.
I'll pop a photo up here of it. It looks crazy. The guy was selling it, It was on a Nova with a big
like
block.
$5,000 or something.
It was a comp turbo. I don't even know how
so
much.
Comp was doing a pretty good deal. We went to PRI last year, and they were like half price for the comps, the greasable ones.
Oh, the non-oil ones. Mm-hmm. They're pretty neat. If you were doing like a remote mount or something, like in the back or something, that'd be anyway. I
know like Beater and a lot of other guys run them.
Fan of them.
But a lot of guys run them. I don't
want to speak for him, but I think I remember him saying.
But I have heard of people having issues with them. But you have to grease them.
Prior to those,
and the grease is expensive.
Yeah, I bet they are.
It's a lot.
See, that's the thing. It's like from somebody like me, peace of mind. It's so easy. It's annoying to hook up.
But at the same time, though, you don't. When you blow your motor, you don't have to worry about taking your turbo out.
That's true.
That's a big benefit.
Something like this, is not that hard to plumb.
No, and honestly, to rebuild this turbo is $100, like $120. Yeah. I sent it to VS.
Yeah,
because that's what happened. I spun the. we quit spinning, and we screwed it up, put it back together. So I just sent it to him.
Funny.
But this turbo is like $800, I think, or something stupid. I probably should buy another one and have it on the shelf, but I think we're gonna upgrade. Probably do a bigger one, probably mid-year. Or
you can probably find something. I know.
I just don't want to change anything.
Well, I'm pretty sure as long as you get a board chassis T6, it'd probably be pretty similar.
Yeah,
I would guess.
I don't know. There's some plans I've been in my head about building a different kit for an intercooler up front.
What is it on methanol or e-steel?
It's on methanol.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking of maybe putting air to water over here.
Yeah.
And then having a separate cold. Jesus, get out of here! I want to have a separate cold side.
This thing's so bad.
If I put air to water over there with the ice box, flip the turbo over.
You could just throw one of those.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking do that. This heat soaked like a motherfucker.
I know. I'm not a big fan of.
I'm thinking drag week. Not drag week, maybe sick week or Midwest, one of those.
Rocky Mountain Race Week or something.
One of them that's maybe only like 400 miles or something. I want to do them.
My car's perfectly set up for it. I need to figure out how to put AC in my car.
But if I could go to a water to air and have a separate kit and then put E85 on it. And then I'd have an intercooler and I'd put ice in it, whatever.
Honestly, though,
but I can't.
Just for that, you probably could get away with just running it. Because if you're just driving it, there's probably no reason why you cannot just run it non-intercooled to drive it and then have dual fuel systems and just switch to methanol.
You don't think it'd get hot with just burning pump gas with no intercooler?
85.
Still get hot though.
It may be with the radiator in the back and stuff, but I don't know. There's a lot of people who do it.
But I don't think it'd be too crazy to change it to just if I wanted to do sick week with it in the future, like a couple years.
No, you could do it that way too.
Man, I know I've had an intercooler up here, so
I wouldn't be that scared to do it non-intercooled to drive it. But you could always switch it over, or you could always spray some meth in it, cool it down, and then drive. Stuff like that. You can get really creative.
It's a thought. Because then I could, if I did an air to water, I could just put ice in it, make it real cold.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be too hard. I think the trans is good. It's got a 350 rear end gear. I mean, it'll go fucking 60.
It'd be about the same as. It'd be better than my car. My car, yeah. I mean, I've driven it 80 with a 362 rear end, and it's screaming.
How many RPMs? Like 3,000?
No, more than that.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's screaming like 35, 3,600.
Freaking power glide.
I know. Well, it's the same as this.
Yeah.
It's 1-to-1. Doesn't matter. But it's screaming. Engine temps are good. Oil pressure is good. It's like trans temp is good. I don't even know how the hell.
I don't have a trans temp. I don't have a trans temp gauge because I don't want to know.
I have a cheap little Jigs front mount transmission cooler, and that thing is like It never gets hot.
Mine's in the back.
It's only gotten hot, kind of hot.
You don't know if it got hot if you don't have a sensor.
Yeah, that's great.
Because at the time, what are you gonna do? Just let off because it's 200?
Yeah.
No, you're gonna win the race.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna. You're racing.
Just change your fluid, bud.
You're racing at that point, but I mean,
about every 10 passes, I change the trans fluid.
Yeah. That's looking great. Looking great.
Yeah.
What all events have you went to recently?
We went to the Hit It From the Back at Thunder Valley.
That's a hell of a name.
That's what it was called. Hit It From the Back.
That's creative. That's
and it was on
that one.
Richard Garcia, 660 Street.
Great name, Richard.
Yeah. The road was so bad. I made it third round, and then I raced the ICT billet truck. So
was that like at an undisclosed location?
No, that was at Thunder Valley.
Oh, okay.
Drag strip. They're doing another one in August.
So backside?
Backside, yeah, on asphalt. It was so bad.
I don't think I've ever even...
You had to have traction control to do anything fast.
I've never even seen that track. Maybe
the fastest guy maybe was going 650.
Wow, that's a great track. That's a great setup for you then. Though.
I did good. Yeah, made third round first.
Oh, that was yeah.
That's the first event out.
Yeah, that's a perfect setup for you. Where it's not a horsepower game.
We were having issues with
as much.
So my car, it'll make whatever on the brake. You have to adjust RPM. You can't leave on 4,000 RPM and put the dome to 3 or 4. Yeah. It'll still make. Because the guy was flagging so slow, it just kept building it.
Yeah, my car is like that too.
If we could have, we should have turned it down to like 3,000 and just let it leave on a pound or something. Yeah. But it just kept building and it would leave too much, and I'd smoke tires, I'd pedal it.
I can make 11 pounds or 11 and a half pounds at 4,000 RPM on mine, and it's just cooking. And but if I turn it down like 32, 33, it can make like 7. But yeah, like the last time I was out and it was like 590 because my suspension is just soaking it all up. It was making like 11 pounds on the brake, and it's just instant. I think it just works. I don't know what it is. It could go a lot faster with some good suspension, but you felt it. Fucking
feels good.
It runs pretty.
You need to start doing some roll racing with it.
I know that fucking rolling anti-lag.
We're gonna the one event we are gonna I want to go to is the ice cream cruise.
Yeah.
So it's not till September. So
I bet I should be.
But we might be going to the July 13th or 14th. They have a cash days, or 12th or the 13th. They have a cash days on the road course.
Oh, that's cool.
A crappy surface.
That'd be great.
And it's only 2.5 hours away, so
yeah, it's not bad.
I don't know. That's the plan. We'll see.
That's what I need. I probably can get a spot this time as long as my car is all back together and stuff for the roll race. I think it should do really fucking well.
Put it on the freaking.
I'll just apply again.
Brake boost.
Oh my! Or the rolling anti-lag. Holy fuck! It is.
It's like when Cletus had in the Supra.
It eats so fucking hard.
Okay, so what do you think Streetcar Takeover is gonna do now?
With Justin Keefs.
You think it's gonna be just as it's business as usual, or honestly, I think it's.
Is there any tea there? Do you know? Anything?
I don't know. I think he's probably trying to focus on his YouTube and what he's got going on. But
it seemed I couldn't tell if there was like actual.
I think there was like a money thing that I'm pretty sure he was trying to get. Chase was going to buy him out like a while back, like last year or something, and it didn't go through. And I don't know. I've been talking to people about it, but no one really knows like if he got bought out or he just said fuck it.
It's unfortunate. I mean, no matter what, it's unfortunate. But
he really can't do what he wants during the racing season because he's doing that every fucking weekend.
I wouldn't want that job. Yeah. I wouldn't want that job like that. I mean, it's so that would be so stressful to worry about
if it's raining or
oh my god, I wouldn't want to do it. So it's unfortunate that for Streetcar Takeover to not have him involved because I'm sure he was he's a huge part of it, but. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I don't know, but we talked about it. We think there's so many young kids coming up that it's probably still going to be a thing. But for the people that are our age and stuff,
it's like the Field of Dreams, right? Yeah. Like if you build it, they will come, kind of a shit. Like if they have it, people will show up. Period.
The Kansas City one was lame.
Was it really?
Yeah, it wasn't.
I didn't go because, well, here's your first fuck up. Why would you plan that on Mother's Day?
That might have been why.
Retarded. I wouldn't even...
there was people there, but the spectators weren't there.
But yeah, put yourself in my position. How selfish would that have been for me to be like,
yeah,
I'm going to Streetcar Takeover.
Unless you took her with you, yeah.
She would have went, and I told her, and she was just like, "Damn, dude, I wish your car would have been good." And we would went.
We went last year.
Most people, you're like taking someone.
Yeah.
Most women, like they're supportive and they want to.
Yeah, but it's their day.
But it's like they don't. They would rather not sweat their ass off and
it was hot.
Go do something different.
I went to last year.
She would have went. I mean, but still, it just probably not the best weekend for something like that.
We went last year. Didn't take the car because they didn't really have a class for what I want to do, and I can't hang with the front side track stuff. Mm-hmm. But it was slow.
Well,
like it took them so long to get past.
Was that where everybody was wrecking?
There was a G8 or Chevy SS that got totaled and some other stuff.
Well,
but it was fun. I didn't go this year because it's like, man, it's the same thing over and over again. I like watching racing for sure, but I'm more of a grudge racing heads up kind of guy.
Who else wadded their shit up there?
Well, at the Wyco race, someone wadded their car up. But there was more spectators at the Wyco race than there was last year.
I saw that. Was it? Is it Jason Horde or whoever that wadded their brand new car? Not Jason Horde.
Oh, I don't know about that.
What's his name?
There's a guy that used to race with us.
White C7, brand new
I don't know
C7.
About that.
You didn't see that? Maybe. Okay, maybe that.
That was at a different track.
Right.
Pro Mod?
Right. Yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
no,
there's somebody else. There was Logan. Wrecked his car. Was that which car?
No, it wasn't his dad's car. It was his car.
I know.
His Datsun. The Datsun.
Yeah, I was saying it wrecked his car. Was that at Streetcar Takeover or was that at Wyco Race? That sucks. That's such a fucking bummer.
It was a bad deal.
Yeah.
I missed it. We showed up late and then we saw it sitting there. I'm like, and he just spent like $10,000 on it on chassis suspension.
Do you think it's has anything to do from the dirt track and the wind blowing over?
Nah, it's a beautiful track.
I love the track.
It's
but like I saw,
it was a no prep.
Yeah,
they scraped the track.
Well, we went out for Street Outlaws and fucking whatchamacallit.
That was a couple years ago.
Yeah, I know. Not Larry Larson. Jeff Lutz fucking wadded his shit up
the
first
Mustang?
fucking pass. Same spot in the track. What?
Probably just had too much in it. I mean, the thing about the no prep stuff is it's when you're trying to go fast and you don't race your car a lot and you don't work up to that, and you've done a bunch of changes that probably made it to it. But you got the long wheelbase, the short wheelbase thing don't help.
Oh, on that thing? On Logan's car? Yeah. That it is a fucking beautiful track, and I can't wait to go back there. Can't wait to run it. I do hear that there's some shenanigans going on there.
I don't know.
Not on the owner's
drama.
part. They're great, but
there's been some drama. I don't know. I mean, the NHRA they did sign with NHRA, and then NHRA pulled out because I think part of it is because they're apparently buying Topeka. Not sure. I've heard it.
Did you hear why they had to cancel IFO and all these other events? Have you heard about
Topeka?
This? No, at Flying H. They've been having to cancel events lately.
Is it because of event conflict? Like they booked the same event the same weekend, or two different events the same weekend?
I'm hearing something different.
What are you hearing?
Should I say?
Was it bad? It doesn't matter.
Has nothing to do with the owners. This is the rumor, and it might not be true, but the rumor is that
these are all opinions, people.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true or not.
Sure.
I have no idea.
But I've heard
speculation.
Some funny stuff going on.
But I've heard that the douchebag piece of shit who owned Heartland Park, he still owns the dirt track. I think he owns something, and he filed a injunction or something against the...
I did hear that, but I didn't know who the person was. I
believe it's him.
Yeah,
I think he's saying that they still owe him money. He owns something. I think he owns a dirt track. I'm not sure.
Well, I did hear that there was a conflict with the dirt track and the
or
drag
maybe
strip.
he doesn't own anything, and they purchased it from him, and he's saying that they still owe him money.
Oh,
so
I'm not
now
sure.
they're having to stop stuff to deal with that. Again, I have no idea if it's true or not.
From what I heard, it was conflict between events at the dirt track and events at the drag strip.
That could be too.
But I'm not sure about
Either way.
That's what I mean. There was definitely a conflict between the dirt track and the drag strip side of things, which, you know, I mean, it's not that hard to sit down and be like, okay, when are you, or like just say, hey, dirt track, when are, is it dirt? Is it dirt?
They have dirt track.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dirt circle track.
Just sit down with the guy and be like, hey, when are the events for the dirt track? Give me the list, and then
that's why
we'll
I don't think
book
it's that, because that's a very
But
obvious thing.
couldn't you book the same? I mean, what do you have to worry about the dirt track guys? I mean,
they're going to stir up a lot of dirt, and the wind blows, and then it falls on the track.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it seemed like even the parking lot was stirring up tons and tons and tons of dust when we were riding in.
But they paved all that.
Yeah, great.
Asphalt.
Great.
It's asphalt.
Yeah, but like back in a couple years ago.
No, when they had the street outlaw thing, and they had all the
rough.
and from what I heard, the NHRA pulled out because of all of the pissed off toters.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they just built the track. You know what I mean?
They need
can't
to give
just
them a break.
$5 million, bam, pave everything.
Believe me, I am totally supportive of Flying H and its own. I think the owners are great.
I like it. Yeah, it's great.
I think the track facility is
and you
absolutely
can walk
beautiful.
from the pits to the front without dying because it's not that
legit.
far.
It's legit.
Awesome.
Everything's legit.
No, I like the track.
love it.
I'm just not a track guy.
Yeah.
I can't hang with
it.
front side. I can't. You know, I don't run.
Yeah.
4.0s. You know.
Yeah. Well, from a lot of perspectives, I mean, it's like I get it, because I think the thrill, you get such more. You get a thrill no matter what in racing, but
yeah, I mean, the back of the track race we did was pretty fun.
Yeah. Oh man, I couldn't.
And it was at night. I'm more of a night guy. I don't want to go to the track at noon.
Well, it's hot. You're
when it's
sweating
hot.
your balls off,
So
especially with that new suit you got.
I still sweat, but you know, we didn't start like that Oklahoma race till like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it was pretty legit.
Yeah.
No, it was great. There's a couple discrepancies, like so they said, hey, when you get done racing, you need to be ready to draw chips. You know, trying to get to go fast. So I got done with my pass, parked the car, took the golf cart, went over to where they were going to draw chips. No one was there. The truck wasn't there. The guy there wasn't to draw chips. So I went back, packed the chute. I usually pull it just because it was going slow as shit, by the way, like a 7.0. Mm-hmm. Still pulling the chute. Just because, trying to make it a habit. I don't
I was gonna say
care if I'm going fast. It's more of the habit thing. It is a pain in the ass, but it's more of a habit, getting learned, easier to pack it and stuff like that. Because it's hard by yourself.
Air launcher on it, probably be a lot easier.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to fuck with the spring as much.
Yeah.
So I packed the chute. I'm like, hey, let's go over there. So we go over there. There's a couple people standing there, and then the truck comes up with the guy drawing chips. So there was like 10 people left first round. Say that. Well, there was only 6 ready to draw chips. Well, the guy said, hey, Richard said, hey, 940, we're drawing chips. So he's draw chips. Instead, those other 4 people were disqualified. He did say in the driver's meeting, if you're not there for chip draw, you're disqualified. Which I understand because, you know, on the street, like, they don't draw for you on the street, typically. You know, if you're not over there or you're late to the chip draw, you're not in the race, you know. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, some races just draw for you, period.
Yeah.
You know, which I don't really want someone drawing for me because who knows, here, he can race this guy, you know. Mm-hmm. Like, they could throw the chip back. Most people won't do that, but, like, H-Town, they draw the chip for you if you weren't there. And then they'd post the sheet on their website, or a Facebook page, you could see who got who.
Yeah.
But, so we draw chips. Said 4 people got disqualified. We're like, they're done. Okay. So we go back to the pit. 40 minutes, I'm driving up 40 minutes later to go to get sitting in the pits because I saw someone driving up for small tire. So I drove up. We were going, so where they usually start the track is where we drove down and went to the back track, parked on the side. Right. It actually was pretty sweet. You had plenty of parking for staging. It wasn't confusing. Well, when I'm pulling up to go down the track, I get waved over, and there's a guy from Kansas City that was there, and he's like, hey, we're drawing again. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, well, Richard figured out that they disqualified 4 people and blah, blah. So mind you, before we drew the first time, So we drew the first time. Well, the guy put too many chips in. So we had to redraw again. And then the other guy I know from Kansas City got the bye. So we come back 50 minutes later, draw again. So third time.
Why did you draw a third time?
Because he let the other people that weren't there the first time come get drawed.
Nice.
Instead of just letting them draw. So then I got Cody Hoffman in the ICT billet truck.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which, he didn't go, I let out, but he wasn't going fast. But, I'm sure he's got traction control.
Yeah.
I don't. Whatever. The road sucked. He ended up winning small tire. But
well, at least
it just was stupid that we had to redraw so many times. It's annoying.
Yeah.
But is what it is. They should have just put them in the draw and drew for him.
Yeah.
That way, because if the guy would have just done that in the beginning, and if that person didn't show up for the race, and then you disqualify him.
Yeah.
But you can't. I mean, at the end of the day, like some of these, people are slow. I'm not saying slow, but we were in the freaking driver's meeting. He said, after you made your pass, go get ready to draw chips. Don't screw around for an hour and then come draw chips.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a shit show first round, but after that it went a lot smoother.
Yeah.
But it was kind of annoying. The whole multiple chip draw things, that gets kind of, especially if you think you have the bye and then you tune it for the bye and then you don't get the bye.
Yeah.
I personally thought he should have put the 4 people that weren't there in the bag and then they could draw each other.
That would make sense. Although if it's you could manipulate that, then
I don't know. I don't really. Screw it. They should have been there for the chip draw.
Yeah. Well, that sucks.
But it stormed its ass off.
Did it really?
We stayed the night. It was too late. It was a 5.5-hour drive back.
Yeah. Well, I think we could probably wrap this thing up.
I think so.
For the next one,
probably been 40, 50 minutes.
Yeah, I appreciate. Hopefully, we get some of those OGs back. It's. I think we need to try to keep this thing up and keep it going again, and maybe not go on a weekly basis, but maybe bi-weekly or something like that, and kind of do them as we
every
go.
2 weeks should be good.
Do something like that. But
keep it updated.
Yeah, we'll keep giving you guys an update. Probably try to give you guys some. I know we've had a lot of ideas about having more people on. There's still a lot of people I know we can probably still bring on, and also it's try to do some more interesting content and stuff. So, but. I'm going to say Jesse's not here, but you remember this? My wife said it the other day, and I was
you
like,
gonna
wow,
go first,
I
or
forgot.
you want me to go first?
You can say.
If you ain't subscribing,
you ain't vibing.
All right, thank you.